Alongside Joey Ralph, president of SOMA here on the KU campus. I am Darren Dunn. Joey, thanks for being on the show. First of all, tell us what SOMA is for those people that don't know.
SOMA stands for the Society of Open-Minded Atheists and Agnostics. We're a student group here at the University of Kansas that's dedicated to promoting a secular worldview and also providing a community for fellow atheists and agnostics, not only here on campus but in the surrounding Lawrence community. Basically, we hold events and meetings, talk about religious issues such as creationism and intelligent design, homosexual rights, things like that. And we also hold fundraisers for different groups, like the Douglas County AIDS Project and Lawrence Humane Society. And basically, we wanted to get out there and just, tell people that atheists and agnostics can be friendly, that, we're not anti-religious, at least not all of us, and that we're normal people.
What are a couple of the questions that you get the most kind of at those SOMA tables?
The questions that we usually get, are how can atheists be moral without the Bible? That's a common one. We also get, views on, sometimes people ask, I don't want to say that they're ignorant, but they're ignorant questions. So, why do atheists hate God? And obviously the answer to that question is, well, atheists don't hate God because atheists don't believe in God, and you can't hate something that you don't believe. And then, more often than not, we'll just get clarification questions on, what does agnostic mean? What do atheists mean? But I have to say the most common question that we get is, what do you believe? Because atheism is is the lack of a belief. It's a statement of a lack of no belief. And so people will ask you, where did the universe come from? Where did humans come from? Why is the earth so perfect? And all these different types of questions. And they're legitimate questions. And often our answers are founded in science or different types of philosophy. So,
what is the stance on Christmas? Does it vary per member, or is there one set belief?
There's not a set belief on Christmas. The most common perception of Christmas is that it's a time for everybody to celebrate, but not necessarily the resurrection of Jesus. I don't think any atheist or agnostic would celebrate that. So obviously that's universal. But a time to spend time with the family, to give gifts to your friends and family members, and even to engage in some of the cultural things like putting up a Christmas tree, singing Christmas carols and things like that. Reading about Santa Claus, whatnot. It's a fun holiday. It's a fun holiday for everybody. But you can have the holiday of Christmas can be a very secular holiday and can be celebrated secularly. That being said, some atheists and agnostics, myself included, in SOMA, still go to church with their parents on Christmas Eve, and do all of that because it's part of what they want, and it's not that I'm doing it to appease their religion. I'm doing it to appease them, because I want to be supportive of their beliefs just as much as I want them to be supportive of mine, even if we disagree on it. So you'll see a lot of atheists and agnostics do that. Very rarely do you see atheists and agnostics just flat out not celebrate Christmas in some respect. But like I said, almost no atheist or agnostic celebrate Christmas on the idea of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, or the birth of Jesus Christ, not the resurrection, birth of Jesus Christ.
So since we mentioned the resurrection of Christ, let's talk about Easter. What about Easter?
Easter's a good one too. Actually, Easter's a bit more problematic because that is purely a religious holiday. Although, but like I said, some of us still celebrate it in a secular context. So, decorating the Easter eggs, which is a strong cultural tradition of fertility, not resurrection, that has its basis well before Christianity. And giving chocolates out or whatnot, that's celebrated amongst atheists and agnostics, the secular portion of it. It's much more common to see atheists and agnostics just flat out not recognize the holiday and not participate in it.
Would it pose a problem for a SOMA member to believe in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus, but not God and not Christ?
This is actually a question that has been dealt with when we talk about skepticism in general and the underlying atheism. So there are a lot of atheists out there who say that I absolutely do not believe in God, but will believe in things like Bigfoot, UFOs, alien abductions. I'm not sure if it ever goes as extreme as Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. I think those are two things that you grow out of as you become older. But I guess you could say that there is some mutual exclusivity there. I mean, it is possible for you to believe in the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus. And obviously, you'd have to believe in them in a purely secular context, and also not believe in God. But you're probably going to be criticized heavily from your peers who have that critical-minded, perspective on everything.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time. For Joey Ralph, SOMA President, I'm Darren Dunn, KJHK News.